Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed that Welsh Rarebit episode last week. For this week's episode, we're going to be making gazpacho. If you're unfamiliar with gazpacho, gazpacho is it's a cold tomato soup. So kind of the beauty of this is it's going to really emphasize the freshness of the ingredients. And we're going to be able to do everything just in the confines of my island here. So all you need is a blender and a knife and some very lovely produce and a little bit of some French bread, which we'll go over everything as we go. So let's go ahead and get started, okay? I'm going to take, this is about 6 inches of an English cucumber. I'm going to peel it, chop it, throw it in my bowl here. Go ahead and chop this bad boy up. And we're going to run this through the blender, so just a rough chop is fine. I may have to do this in batches, so I'm just going to kind of pile all my produce in a bowl here. Let's go ahead and do half of a white onion. We're just going to rough chop this as well. Still going to go through the basic technique here. You kind of slice it a couple ways that way. You come across this. And then you come down like that, and it just falls apart real nicely. See how it just kind of breaks apart there? Already diced up and chopped up for you like that. Okay, that'll be good enough for the blender to chew up. So we have our 6 inches of cucumber. That's what she said. We're going to take our half of a chopped white onion. Take 1 green bell pepper. Best way to cut these, kind of start up at the top and then try and cut around. That way you don't really have to seed it. It's okay if you get a couple seeds in here. It's a bell pepper. It's not really hot. I'm doing this rough, so this is not a highlight of my knife working skills. No, this is for this is like a bachelor gift when I got married. Love it. This is a beautiful knife, but I'm not used to working with it yet. It's really nice. Japanese hand-hammered steel, double bevel, really perfectly balanced. So I'm still trying to get used to that. To this whole mix, and I probably will just start adding these straight to the blender. I have 2 pounds of vine-ripened tomatoes here. With the tomatoes, best way to kind of prep these, take the stems off like that, and I just take a paring knife, stick it in. This is how I core my tomatoes. Done, minimal waste, and then you can kind of come in here and chop it up however you feel like it. Let's go ahead and try and blend that up real quick just so we can get some space made in here. Okay, we got the last of our tomatoes added in there. We'll definitely end up doing this in batches. Let's go ahead and add our garlic in. I got 2 cloves of garlic here that have just been peeled. Smells nice. Okay, let's go ahead and add in some of our onions and our bell peppers here, along with our cucumber that's also in there. Now to this, I've got a half teaspoon of cumin, ground cumin, and a half teaspoon of cayenne powder. I'm gonna go ahead and add it to this. We're gonna mix this all into one giant batch. So I know I'm mixing it to just this portion, but it'll all get mixed together. So not to worry, evenly distributed. We're gonna add some salt now. I'm just gonna do a pinch. This is salt to taste, so we'll taste this as we go. Just normal table salt. Bam! And then I've got about a 4-inch piece of French bread here. I'm just going to tear this into pieces and also chuck this in here. Gazpacho is a weird thing, you know. It's the first time I ever had it, I was really a fan of it because it's very fresh tasting, kind of brings in the taste of summer. The produce really gets to speak in this. It's unique. You never really have anything like that. Your first taste of cold soup, it's something unusual because it's supposed to be cold. It's this creamy, I don't know. It's hard to, I'm going to go ahead and introduce to it. What I have here is 3/4 cup of olive oil. I have a 1/4 cup of red wine vinegar and 1 tablespoon of balsamic vinegar. So we're going to pour all that in now. We're just going to liquefy this because this is already fairly liquefied. So we're going to try and blend everything in this, and then we're going to introduce the two batches together. And we'll have our finished gazpacho, that easy. So mix those two batches together in here. Everything's pretty liquefied. There's no chunks in this. Color's starting to become more uniform, no streaks. And then we'll taste it for salt. And then gazpacho is best. You want to let it chill at least an hour if you're making this ahead. Ideally 24 hours. Kind of like marinating something, you're going to get the best flavor when you let everything sit in the cold and marry together all the flavors. That's so fresh tasting. I mean, the onion, the tomatoes, those tomatoes were really great. They were at their peak. The flavors of the cumin and just the bell pepper. It's just, I mean, this is like a garden in your mouth. It's so good. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the gazpacho recipe. Quick, easy, super fresh, super healthy. I mean, we used olive oil. I know it seems like a lot of oil, but again, that's 3/4 cup of oil for like 2.5 liters of soup. And this is really going to set you apart because not a whole lot of people ever get to try this. And when they do, it's something really unique. It's not too weird, so it's something that it kind of tantalizes and excites people. So give it a shot. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks a lot. Thanks for watching Chef Kingston.